welcome back. It's Elizabeth. Please remember to like, comment so that we can engage, and subscribe to the channel. You know what's interesting to me is that we keep getting the same rhetoric with no results. And it seems that Black America is okay with that. She seems to be fine with not having the results to change. And if the results aren't going to change, as a parent, if you have minor children, what are you going to do about it? Because you do have options. You do have options. It's all about which ones you're willing to take. The incident at the Moline High School in Illinois, where the football player was basically accosted by his fellow teammates to sit with banana peels, goes back to age-long degradation as it pertains to people that look like you and I, Black people. Do you remember Patrice Lumumba telling Belgium that we are no longer your monkeys? Yeah. Or the socialite down in South Africa that she would continue to call South Africans, Black South Africans, monkeys, because that's what they were. Return even recently in history, the issue with H&M putting a Black child with a sweatshirt ad and saying, do you want to basically be one of the coolest monkeys in the bunch? Whether the minor child's parents signed off on it or not, there is a long history of Black people being compared to monkeys. And this goes to a long sordid history, not only with Belgium, the Netherlands, the United States. Our children in the United States are continuously being attacked with rhetoric to basically keep us in our place. And what are the parents doing about it? What are the parents doing about it? It really, for me, is not enough just to have the outrage to say, hey, I'm going to pull my child out of this school, okay? Or I'm going to target the kids who was targeting my child. Seems like there should be more to garner in that arena. I have never said to you that moving back to Mama Alkebulon was going to be easy for you and to do. But when you start making a list of pros and cons and what your children would have to endure, which would have more weight? Which do you think would be better for the mental state of your child? When you think about all of the social engineering that is going on in the West, your children are being exposed to things that you as a parent, it's almost like your rights are being stripped away as well, and you are unable to parent like you should be able to because this child comes from you. That is primarily because of laws. So we fast forward back to the young man in Illinois at the high school. You know, these children who did this to him and taunting him and all of this stuff, they didn't care about him. And some of these folks are all online talking about, well, it was just a simple joke. See, it's only a simple joke when it pertains to people like us. But let somebody start talking about Auschwitz. And all of that stuff, and see what happens. There's something going on with our inner pride that would allow us to continue to accept. There's something going on with us when some of our parents could send our children to online black schools like the Xylac school, in New York, that could maybe stop some of these racial disparities that your child is experiencing firsthand. They basically are getting in checked all the time. And the only thing that a parent is doing is having outrage and saying, well, I want this to be done to this teacher for doing stuff. Even when you go back to the little boy who was made to clean his own feces out of the toilet, little boy. It's not enough. But how much are you willing to tolerate? Truly tell me, what is enough? What is enough? I am a person, I get that it's easier for me in terms of getting out. And it may be harder for you as a parent to get out. You make time and priorities for things you want versus the things you need. Don't your children need an educational system where they are not taunted? Don't your children need to be able to go to school in an environment where they don't have to feel anxiety every day, which leads to all other types of health issues because they're concerned about other children taunting them, bullying them because of the color of their skin? And that's all it is. In the articles and about the news of this particular incident, I didn't hear anyone in these articles that I read and reviewed that talked about this black young man basically being a cancer at his school, meaning causing all kinds of trouble. But yet his fellow teammates who he played football with, supposed to have that type of camaraderie in sports with, they felt the need to bully and harass him in such an egregious way. And typically, they like to villainize us. Well, maybe he brought it on himself. These kinds of things. So I'm back again to, when are you going to have enough? When are you going to have enough? As I said in my last video, there's never going to be equitable adjustment for us. It's not going to happen. You see what's being ushered in. So why not find a place where your black child can be a black child without being a black child? Let me say that again. Why not find a place where your black child can be a black child without being a black child? Meaning they don't know they're black because they're with like-minded people. No one is ostracizing them because of their skin color. There's time to bring about change. The change starts with the parents, okay? If you are not going to get out of the system that is never going to give you equitable adjustment for what is consistently being done, and then make excuses for the things that they do that are egregious to you and your children, especially your children, then I tell you it is time to make a change. No child should have to be forced into egregious situations that affect their mental psyche day in and day out. Children are very resilient. I've worked with them. They are resilient in many, many ways. But at times, they are not. And it will affect their psyche. I want to thank you for enjoying the video. Please remember to like, comment, engage. Let's have a dialogue about how we're going to protect our children. Thank you.